Well, hello, everybody. It's been quite a long time since I've posted anything on this channel. Well, actually, that's not true. I posted a couple of personal videos, but I used to try to use this channel as sort of like a vlog or, just a content creation channel. But now, one thing I've always wanted to do was do a tech review channel, and I never had the money to do it. And now I kind of do. So I am going to do some tech reviews for you. The first thing we have up today are these, the One More ComfoBuds Pro. So let's get into it. So this is the first thing that you would see. Here's the box, and they have a couple of things in the box for you. Of course, they have charging cables. They have a little bag in there for you. They have tips for the earbuds as well. But here's the actual buds themselves. Now, they do have a very similar design to some other earbuds that you know, obviously. But I do think that they actually stand out a bit. I think the LEDs on the end are pretty cool. You can see them going off there. But I will say this, I'm kind of annoyed with these, and I'll tell you why. The way you take these out, let's see if we can get a good shot of this. The way you take these out is kind of weird. You have to push like this to get them out, and they're kind of awkward to do because it feels like it's opposite of the way that it should be. I don't really know how to explain it, but there's the buds. Let's bring it back up and let's talk about their performance. See, just taking them out of there, I don't know, it feels backwards to me, but they are pretty comfortable. But I will say that they feel almost too light, which can be a good thing, obviously, but it feels like they're definitely going to fall out of my ears, but they never have. I've used these extensively now. They've never fallen out of my ears. Now, they do have an app that you need in order to use these buds, and it is the One More app. As you can see here, I will put it up on the screen for you. Now, the app is pretty bare bones, I will admit, but it does give you a couple of things that you can use here, I guess. Basically, all your listening modes, and that's about it. You can choose what happens, when you take out an earbud, auto pause and play, and you can choose your different listening modes. So you have off, you have ANC strong, and you have ANC mild, and your audio pass-through. This one is actually a wind noise resistance here. This mode's interesting, but we'll get more into that in just a moment. Now, as I said, the fit is a little strange because it doesn't feel like it's making this crazy seal in my ears. However, that's proven wrong by the fact that the active noise cancellation seems to work decently. But it does kind of feel like, I don't know, I've never... they don't come out. There's no they don't shake or anything. But I don't know. I kind of I guess, a little bit of a deeper in-ear penetration. But then, also a lot of buds do that and they don't have the air venting, so it can be an issue. Now here you can see one of the buds itself. A little bit of an AirPod Pro design, right? But it is a little bit unique. You can see it has the in-ear sensors there. You can see the charging connections there as well. Overall, not a bad look at all. Now let's talk battery life, something that's going to be important to everybody, right? So One More claims that you can get 6 hours of battery with active noise cancellation on and 8 hours with it off. However, in my own testing, I was able to get nearly 7 hours with active noise cancellation on. And with active noise cancellation off, I'm just going to be honest, I wasn't able to drain the battery. It lasted as much as I could possibly use it in a day. So I would say for buds that cost $100, that's fucking awesome. Now, as for the sound quality, I wish I could be like one of those snazzy YouTubers who has, the binaural microphone head that I could stick these into. Actually, I don't wish that, because every time that they use those, it doesn't sound like what it would sound like. It sounds like garbage, no matter what kind of earbuds they are, right? I mean, you've seen those videos where they use those and they put them in the ears, like, oh, here's what it sounds like. Bitch, that ain't what it sounds like. I will say this. The low end of the ComfoBuds is awesome, okay? I mean, the bass, it's like the bass has a soundstage of its own. It's got a real nice, boomy, echoey bass that doesn't muddy things up. However, it does have more of like this flat, the overall sound profile is kind of flat. The top ends, the high ends are nice. The mid is very, very dominant, though, I would say. It's just, I don't know, it's flat except for the bass. And I like the sound, but it does kind of bother me that it's so flat sometimes, and they don't offer any sort of EQ customization in the app. In fact, there's no customizations for sound at all. You can't pick even simple things like more treble or more bass. No customization whatsoever. But I would say for $100 earbuds, these outperform some of like the over-ear phones that I've used in my life. And I gotta tell you, I'm quite impressed. Now we're going to do a microphone test. This is my voice as heard through the microphones. Apparently there are 3 microphones on each side that are supposed to give a sort of, HD voice quality. And I would say that, from my testing so far, and you'll be able to tell me, in the comments section what you think because you're hearing it right now, I would say it sounds decent for call quality. Now let's talk about one of the hot button issues these days, active noise cancellation. Now, here's the thing. These buds, they're cheap, okay? For earbuds, they're cheap. For good quality earbuds, they're cheap. And it does have active noise cancellation. And it does work. Kind of. It blocks out a lot of the It blocks out a lot of the low-end sound when the active noise cancellation is on. But a lot of the high-end sound still comes through, okay? And it does kind of give you that weird underwater feeling when it's on. Now, this is an issue for me because I have this pair here of the Samsung Galaxy Buds Plus, okay, which have no active noise cancellation at all. But the passive noise cancellation on those is so good that it actually outdoes these earbuds with active noise cancellation on. So yes, you can hear the difference when you turn it on, but really it's not that great. That being said, however, what's kind of crazy is that it actually does a little bit better or the same as these pair of NeuroTrue earbuds that I just got, which I will have a review coming up on shortly. These are $200 earbuds, and these are like high quality, crazy sounding earbuds, okay? These actually get deeper in your ear as well. And you would think that sort of seal that it makes would give it better noise cancellation, but it actually doesn't. It's about the same as these for $100 less. So is the active noise cancellation good? Not really. Is it decent? Yeah, it's passable. When I'm doing the dishes and listening to a podcast, I can very clearly hear the water running, which I gotta admit, it does bother me, but for $100, I guess it's okay. But with that being said, one of the most important features to me on earbuds, and I know this is crazy, obviously sound quality is very important as well, but my life requires transparency mode, okay? As it's, I don't know if that's what it's known as on everything. On these, in the One More app, it's called pass-through. So it's pass-through mode, transparency mode. It's okay. It's just okay. And that definitely turns me off a lot. I need not just to hear my surroundings. I need my surroundings to be amplified when I'm using a transparency mode, because if I'm out walking or if I'm like listening to a podcast in the house and I need to keep an ear on the kids, I need to be able to hear everything better than everything. And I got to tell you, the best transparency mode I've heard is on the Galaxy Buds Plus, because these things, it's like I can hear better with these on than I can when they're off. So I will give this to the transparency mode on the One More ComfoBuds Plus. Okay. It sounds very natural, but like I have it on right now and my voice is kind of muffled, and I don't like that. I want to like hear myself like I'm a fucking robot. Okay. And I know a lot of people hate that, so take my opinion on that with a grain of salt, but I that's just me, right? Like I don't like to feel like I'm talking into like a sock or something, right? When I want to hear myself very clearly, and I want to hear my surroundings very clearly. When I say it sounds natural, it sounds, what I mean is it doesn't sound like it's coming through a microphone, which is an odd experience. It actually feels like I just sort of like pulled them out a little bit. That's what it sounds like, where like the sound is kind of like passively still blocked, but it's letting a little bit more sound into my ear canal. So I don't know if transparency mode is important to you. I will say these sound very natural, more natural than a lot of buds that I've heard. But I will say this again, this is crazy. The transparency mode on these is better than the transparency mode on the Nura True Buds. As for audio latency, meaning, you know, when you watch videos, is the video going to sync up with the sound that you're hearing? Yes, it will. Will it be the best in a video game? No, probably not. But you're not going to have any problems watching YouTube or Netflix or anything of that sort. Now, if you connect these to, say, your computer, that's where you're going to start to notice a lot more differences. But I've noticed that seems to be a thing with earbuds anyway, and I'm not sure if that's a computer problem or if that's an earbud problem, but it is what it is. So this is another thing that I'm talking about. When you're putting these away, I don't know if you'll be able to see this right, especially since the lid keeps closing. Look at that. Doesn't want to stay open. When you're putting them away, like you take the bud out, right? And my thing that I want to do is put it here, because that's where like it feels natural to do. But no, that's wrong. So you have to start here, take it, turn it around in your fingers, and then put it there. That's dumb. Jesus. In conclusion, for $100, these are pretty good. Okay. I'm looking for the $100 AirPod Pro killer. And I do have a pair of nothing ear ones coming in. There's been a lot of high praise and a lot of crazy criticism of those. So we'll see. The next review you'll probably see here is from the Nura True Buds. And I got to tell you, these are some of the best sounding things I've ever put in my ears, but it comes with a lot of limitations. But back to the One More ComfoBuds Pro. Are these a buy? I would say for $100, yeah, they're a buy. They're great daily driver buds for some people. Not for me. I do need better transparency mode. I mean, active noise cancellation is important to me because, you know, there are times when I'm home alone and I just want to do things like I want to hear only my podcast. I don't want to hear the clanking of the dishes in the sink. You know what I'm saying? But so not for me, but perhaps for you, they will be a great buy for $100. Anyway, that's all I got for you. Hopefully this video doesn't turn out to be complete garbage, and I'll see you next time. Adios.